Hey radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.
The modern day Mr. Rogers.
Please won't you be my neighbor?
This is Ace and Friends.
Yep. It's another edition of Ace and Friends underway. It's not great news to start that, to be honest with you. I saw this thing this morning. This has really kind of bothered me. There's been yet another massive data breach. Hackers claim they have accessed everybody's, and that's everybody in the United States, Canada, and the UK. Social security numbers, addresses, all that kind of stuff. I know whatever they have in Canada or the UK that's like a social security number.
Yeah.
2.7 billion people.
Great.
Yeah, and it's apparently out there they've tried to sell parts of it. Not sure how successful they've been, but it is some of it has been leaked. It is apparently out there. They're saying, hey, just watch your credit report. Manage those passwords effectively.
Great. Thanks.
Here's all I'd like for them to do. When you sign up for something and it says, would you like to use the strong password that we suggest? Mm-hmm. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I just will never in my life be able to memorize that.
It's got 5 exclamation points in it.
Yeah, it's like, there's 17 letters in that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just way too much.
Yeah, I'm out of passwords at this point. I've got, I'm just out of them.
There is nothing more frustrating than trying to get into an account, and then it says you've got to change your password. And when you start using it, it tells you you've used all the passwords.
Yeah,
like I've run through my 5 from the past few years. It's like, okay, now I've got to come up with something brand new that I'll never remember.
Yeah. And then when you put it in, it says you've already used this one. I was like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, it makes me crazy. Mm-hmm. And then you start doing things like yelling at the computer, yelling at your phone.
Well,
I have not done that one yet.
It's the only reason I'm behind, like biometric face scanning and stuff. I'm like, at least I don't have to remember another damn password. Like, right. Sure, scan my face, scan my finger. I don't care. I can't remember any more passwords.
Yeah, that's why now I access my bank account strictly on my phone just because it's easy. It's like when I pop it up, because it just recognizes your face and moves.
Hello, you. I'm like, you know what? Okay, this is one application I'm all right with.
I haven't had to change that password in a while.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
It is though. My Apple ID password is the one that, like, what is it now? And a lot of times it's an old password, but I've altered the very last thing.
Yeah, put a question mark on it.
Or put a question or a number or a question mark exclamation point, and then I forget I added something to it, and you can't run through all the items on the keyboard because then it'll boot you out for good. Then you're locked out of your stuff, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's very frustrating. However, there is something that is so cool. I think it's really cool. 2 things that are very cool. One, Riggins is going to hate, Rob's going to love. The other, I think we all can enjoy together. Coming up next, hang on.
This is Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Meet up with your friends.
Love it!
Ace and Friends.
So I ran across a couple of things I think are really cool on TikTok. Now, first one, I think we can all agree on, so that's why it gets to go first, to avoid any arguing. Taylor Swift had her shows in Vienna canceled. She's now in London, where she's in the process of playing 5 sold-out nights at Wembley Stadium. That's roughly 78,000 people, maybe more, a night, depending on how the whole thing is set up.
It's crazy.
5 nights, all 5 sold out. That's nuts.
Yeah.
So in Vienna, she was supposed to play 3 nights at a 65,000 seat stadium, all sold out, and they were anticipating anywhere between 20 and 30,000 people per night would be outside the stadium just to be able to listen. So, those shows were canceled because of the bomb threat. And that did not deter Taylor Swift fans from taking to the streets of Vienna. I just find this to be spectacular. They surrounded the block, like around the hotel where they believed her to be. And it was essentially, one of the comments said, if Taylor can't come to us, if Taylor can't bring the concert to us, we will bring the concert to her. This is in the streets of Vienna, Austria last week. Listen to that. I think it's incredible. There's something about large groups of people singing that makes me very emotional. It just does. I think that is spectacular.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Forget ISIS. In the face of those ISIS terrorists, people are just like, screw it. We're going to the streets and we're going to party and we're going to celebrate Taylor Swift. Whether you like her music or not doesn't matter. I think that's awesome. Okay, now here's the other thing. Rob, get ready.
I'm ready.
Because Riggins is not going to appreciate this little tidbit from Creed that I found.
Let's give it to him. Come on.
This person's in the front row at a Creed concert. You're in the front row. The band is literally blasting music right back in your face. All right? So here we go. Here's the chorus. What strikes me most about this is you're in the front row. This crowd is so loud. Listen to how low his voice is because people are just screaming over the top of him. And the reason I say Riggins won't like it is because he hates Creed. They're packing places, man. They are selling out everywhere. That is a huge tour, that Creed tour with Three Doors Down and somebody else. It's spectacular. And Riggins just refers to it as butt.
No, it's butt rock. No, I don't hate Creed. I hate you talking about Creed so much.
Why?
I don't know. It's just they're never
I don't talk
good.
about Creed very
You
much.
talk about Creed all the time.
I have been on kind of a Creed kick lately. I'll admit. When you are well,
We're
6
Creed
feet
talk?
from the earth, and I'm thinking.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up.
All right, here we are with our friend Richard Toccato, and this is a great time to refinance, right, Richard?
It is. The rates are lower than they've been since 2023. So if you need cash out, equity or refinance, give us a call.
It is a great opportunity to save yourself a lot of money right now. And all you got to do is make one free 5-minute phone call. 704-800-4719. It's 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com. Save yourself some money right now. Homewithrichard.com or 704-800-4719. The Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Ace and Friends.
Do you have a social media account that you are obsessed with?
Ooh.
Think about it, because so many people have so many different things that they're into, but is there one that you are obsessed with? At the moment, for me, it's a guy named Dr. Alex. He's a chiropractor.
Yeah.
And he does, to me, I watch a lot of different chiropractors. I just love it. I'm way into it lately, but he's my favorite one because he seems to get the best pops out of people.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's a good one.
I don't know if he's got the microphone positioned a little bit differently, but he really seems to get the best noise. Yeah. But I was thinking about it yesterday because what's fun about talking about something like this is you're like, oh, I've never heard of that. I want to check that one out. Something you may not know anything about that you become totally into. Mm-hmm. I mean, of the ones that I can tell you all about on the air.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Careful. I'm really into that one.
Careful.
Yeah. Rob, you got one, a social media account that you're really into these days?
I use Reddit a lot.
Yeah, I'd count. I'll let you count Reddit because you can use Reddit for a variety of different things. There's always something on Reddit that you can be into. I'm kind of going through my TikTok.
I'll give you
now.
one. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sundays in South Carolina, this family that lives in upstate South Carolina, and they gather at their grandma's house every Sunday, and they make this huge spread for like 30 or 40 family members. Oh. It's great. And they just like highlight the food that's being served. It just seems like a fun time. I want to be at their house for a Sunday in South Carolina.
I'll give you one more that I'm obsessed with lately that I think is pretty fantastic. Her name is Christina Julian, and I'm obsessed with her account for the stupidest reason. She does, essentially, what do you call it? Lip sync videos, but her bathroom mirror is in 3 pieces. She does them in front of her bathroom mirror. So there's a flat piece and the 2 outside pieces move in.
Yeah.
And she recreates the choruses to songs by moving so like it's hard to explain. When it's just one person singing, she has them flat, but when another person joins in, she moves one of them in and out. It's very technical, and I just find it fascinating.
Yeah, if you tried to do it on your own, you'd be like, "Oh, this is really difficult."
It's super difficult to do if you just trying to figure it out. You got to remember which person is which thing. So, and I think she does a really good job. It's very entertaining.
Have you seen that? It's the man and the woman. They're like POV, your Shania Twain's backup singers.
I love them.
Yes,
they're really good.
Very good.
They're just lip syncing, but they're doing little choreography. They're really good too.
Yeah, if you got a good one, hit us up and let us know. Maybe we'll make this like a weekly thing, going through different social media accounts that we're obsessed with. So no.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up.
So not only is our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies an expert when it comes to mortgage things, he's also an expert when it comes to buying, selling, and doing all things real estate, right?
Absolutely. We had one of your listeners call in. We got her pre-approved for a mortgage. We listed the house she was in. She was ecstatic, and she got into another house. Whether you need to buy, sell, or refinance your house, I'm your guy.
You simply can't beat that. It's like one-stop shopping. It makes life easy. Call them 704-800-4719 or online at homewithrichard.com.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Meet up with your friends.
Love it!
Ace and Friends.
Bed rotting. Like, what is bed rotting? Bed rotting is a term that has been given to people that just want to spend the day in bed. Maybe they have stuff to do and they just don't care. They just stay in bed all day. Watch TV, read a book, watch some TikToks, whatever.
Read another book.
Watch some more TV. You know, if you can go through an entire series in one day in bed.
I've never been able to do that.
But, well, here's another guy who is unable to do it because this TikTok's going viral, but it just is not for him. But his girlfriend convinced him to at least bed rot, so to speak, just a little bit here.
I need to, like, get up and do something before I could even be lazy like that.
It was too much for you?
Like, wait, I can't. Like, it was making me anxious sitting in bed like that.
He says, I can't. It was making me anxious just sitting in bed like that.
He was literally about to have a panic attack.
Yeah, he's up dressed. He's like moving stuff around the room.
I get that.
She's still in bed talking to him here.
I was, like, on the verge of like a panic attack.
A panic attack? Because you had to relax in bed?
We sat in bed for like 3 hours. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Like 2 hours.
It is noon.
And she said you had a panic attack because you had to relax in bed?
Yeah.
Which sounds, counterintuitive that relaxing in bed would cause him to have a panic attack. But he looks at her and goes, it's 12 p.m.
Yeah, I totally get that. That would freak me out.
I wish I was like that, but I'm not.
So you're up early, Riggins, like on a Saturday. You get up really early.
5:30,
But sometimes you're
6:30.
up and do stuff, and then by 8 o'clock, you'll go like take a nap for an hour and a half.
I've already, by 8:30, I've been to the Greenway. I've had breakfast, done a lot of stuff. And yeah, if I'm tired, I'll go back and lay down for 45 minutes or so. But when I'm up, I'm up. And on the weekends, getting up before the sunrise, like I just feel like the world is my oyster at that time.
If I get up on a Saturday, well, now that you have having a baby changes everything. But because the baby doesn't know it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He just wakes up at the same time. And he's up just before 6, between 5:30 and 6 every day. So every Saturday, either we're both up 5:30 on a Saturday morning, 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning. He gets fed at 6 o'clock. So I get up and feed him at 6 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. Change his diaper, all that kind of stuff. But if I can even get to the gym, and get home, it's like, oh my gosh, it's 8:30, and I've already knocked out the gym for the day.
You just feel on top of the world.
Day's free, man.
Yeah.
I'm good to go. I'm good to go at that point.
Starting your early morning with like a win like that is just the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. One of the things, Amanda and I used to get up, even before we had the baby, we get up and like try to get to the gym. We could be there by like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Home by 8:30, about 8:30 at best. And you're like, the day.
And then take a nap if you want. But but you got the whole day ahead of you then. Oh, it's amazing.
That's not you, Rob?
Hell no.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up.
All right, here we are with our friend Richard Toccato, and this is a great time to refinance, right, Richard?
It is. The rates are lower than they've been since 2023. So if you need cash out, equity or refinance, give us a call.
It is a great opportunity to save yourself a lot of money right now. And all you got to do is make one free 5-minute phone call. 704-800-4719. It's 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com. Save yourself some money right now. Homewithrichard.com or 704-800-4719. The Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Ace and Friends.
Here's the fun question. And I'm curious to know y'all's answer specifically. When were you involved with the police, but you weren't in trouble?
Never.
Have you ever been involved with the police, but you were not the person in trouble? Never?
No, me either.
Really? Okay.
I've only had like 2 encounters with a cop in my whole life. And those were both when I got pulled over.
Yeah, I take that back. I was involved in an investigation. Completely forgot.
Yeah. For what?
When I was walking my dog, and then I found that gun clip.
That's right. You found that gun clip.
And I waved the cop down, and he was like, he couldn't get over the fence. He was like, here, take this glove. Put this glove on and go get it for me. I was like, oh my God. And it was a black glove, and I brought that latex glove in here the day after. I pulled out like a banana clip. I don't know what they call them, but like a long magazine.
I'm pretty sure that's not the way that's supposed to be done.
Yeah, he couldn't figure out how to get into that area. I was like, and he just like walks over, and he's like, here, put this on and go grab it for me. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Pulled out this huge magazine.
That's a really good one.
Yeah,
when you were involved with the police, but you weren't in trouble.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. And there was like 7 cops, and they were like, how did you get in there? I was like, I don't know. There was an opening over there. I guess they didn't want to walk around the whole block. So, yeah. And I just like almost stepped on it. Yeah. And I just waved them down.
And I've always thought about that when you bring it up before. It's like investigators would hear that and go, oh my God, no, you make the effort to go in there and get it yourself. You don't turn it over to a stranger to go pick it up.
Because I had waved him down. He was like, yeah, I said, there's a magazine over here. He goes, yeah, that's what we're looking for. I was like, well, I just almost stepped on it. I had a bag of poop in my hand. Yeah. I was like, okay, let me put this down. I had the dog on the leash, put the glove on. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. And I made sure to keep the glove. I didn't want to give that back to him.
Do you still have the glove?
No, I threw it away. I mean, it was just a black plastic glove, but that was a crazy, crazy thing that happened.
So
if you don't have your DNA.
Yeah, Riggins was walking along with this dog, and you said you did step on it, or you almost stepped on it?
Like literally, I was about to take another step, and I went, what the hell is that? It's this huge magazine that had a curve in it.
Yeah. Like out of a machine gun kind of thing.
And I had wondered why all these cop SUVs were parked around. One had driven by, and I waved him down. I was like, hey, there's a magazine over here. And he was like, and kind of surveyed the situation and realized he was going to have to hop a fence. So he was like, here, and he stuck the glove through the chain link fence, and I put it on and went and grabbed it about 20 feet away and walked it over and handed it over to him. He put his glove on. That was crazy.
I still can't get over the fact that they let you here, just put the glove, go get it, bring it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's fine. It just something about it seems weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Rob. In that moment, Riggins was suddenly a deputy.
Yes, I was.
That's wild.
This is Ace and Friends.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
A minute ago, we talked about when you were involved with the police, but you weren't in trouble. And Riggins has this great story of I guess it was kind of during an investigation because police officers were looking for a magazine that came out of like a machine gun type of gun. I didn't see it, so I don't know what it was. But Riggins found it, stumbled upon it, came walking right past it.
Literally stumbled upon it.
And they literally pushed the glove through the fits to him and told him, go get it and bring it back over. Put that glove on and bring it back over here.
Yeah.
Rob, you've never had an encounter where you were involved with the police but weren't in trouble?
I mean, like, police have come to, like, my parents' house or whatever, but no, I've never talked to them or anything. They came to my parents' house when my cousin was killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cousin, I didn't know that.
It was a while back.
Yeah. Do what?
It was a while back.
Yeah. I can understand that. So they just came to deliver the news.
Yeah,
Right.
and to ask, like, a couple questions. But that's the only time, like, I've never even talked to a policeman other than the 2 times I've gotten pulled over.
Yeah. I was trying to think about mine. I had once I was driving by a house with my mom in my hometown of Pineville, Louisiana, and I drove by and I said, "Mom, I think that house is on fire back there." Mm-hmm. And she said, "Where?" And I turned around and went back, and sure enough, the front of this house had just caught fire, and it had just caught the bushes on fire, and the bush was what caught my eye. And she called 911, and about that time, smoke was starting to billow up, and the people ran over from the convenience store next door to help. They were like, we just came over, and we got the people out of the house, and the cops came, and they took a statement, all that kind of stuff.
Where did you have to call 911 from? Like a neighbor's house or something?
No, on cell phone.
Oh, I thought this was like a lot longer.
No, this was like probably 8-9 years ago.
Oh,
something like that.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I thought it was like when you were a kid or something.
No. And then there was a time that another time there was Cade and my son and I were going somewhere, sitting at a red light, and a car zoomed past us, didn't look at the light, and pulled out and just got crushed. And we ran over and Cade and I got involved. We ran over and we're helping them get out. When the cops came, they helped us. We helped the officer get him out of the car and everything. It was kind of
intense.
It was a bad accident. Everybody was okay. We think one person might have had like a broken ankle or something, but it was amazing. Nobody was seriously injured.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because I wouldn't have helped.
It literally happened right in front of me, Rob. Like, Rob goes, I wouldn't have helped.
I wouldn't have helped?
So if the light had turned,
that's what he said.
When the light turned green, you would have just driven on past him, Rob?
I mean, yeah, I got places to be.
It's less than 10 feet from me where it happened. That's horrible.
We came here to have a good time. This is Ace and Friends.
So not only is our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Company an expert when it comes to mortgage things, he's also an expert when it comes to buying, selling, and doing all things real estate, right?
Absolutely. We had one of your listeners call in. We got her pre-approved for a mortgage. We listed the house she was in. She was ecstatic, and she got into another house. Whether you need to buy, sell, or refinance your house, I'm your guy.
You simply can't beat that. It's like one-stop shopping. It makes life easy. Call them, 704-800-4719 or online at homewithrichard.com.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
You're about to hear somebody that I can identify with, because sometimes you don't know exactly what's happening and you act or react based upon what you see. For example, you're on a boat and you're cruising down the river and you go past what appears to be a backyard wedding and you want to cheer for those people. You're having a few drinks. Maybe you hold up a bottle for them and like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do when you're on a boat and you see people outside celebrating a wedding. But you didn't have the full story, at least not in the case of this one ticket. Cheering for them, cheering. And then...
What did you do?
Here's what she did. As they got just past the wedding, they realized they could see the driveway to the house. And the reason that they were cheering so much and the people on land weren't cheering is because there was a paramedic there, and apparently somebody had gone down during the wedding.
That's terrible. That's awful.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So there was an ambulance parked outside of the house. So you know how you go, you're going past something, and you know, like when you're on a boat, you go past their yard, and then once you get past their yard, you can kind of see between the houses.
Yeah.
You can see the driveway.
Yeah.
And there was an ambulance sitting there with its lights going in the driveway of the house. It was like, oh, that's why they were just all standing around in a circle.
So they're cheering, bottles of liquor in hand.
Yeah, so when you hear them cheering, she is literally raising a bottle of champagne, and they're pumping their fists in the air like, yeah, good for you. Go past the house, see the ambulance. She cut like, oh, blank. Yeah.
What did you do?
Wait, here we go. Best line.
That wedding was dead.
That girl goes, that wedding was dead.
Yikes.
That might have been a touch inappropriate.
Maybe a little dark humor.
This is Ace and Friends.
All right, here we are with our friend Richard Toccato, and this is a great time to refinance, right, Richard?
It is. The rates are lower than they've been since 2023. So if you need cash out, equity, or refinance, give us a call.
It is a great opportunity to save yourself a lot of money right now, and all you got to do is make one free 5-minute phone call. 704-800-4719. It's 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com. Save yourself some money right now. Homewithrichard.com or 704-800-4719. The Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
Well, since earlier in the show, Teddy Robb said if he saw an accident right in front of him, he probably wouldn't help. He would just drive around.
My luck, though, they'd be blocking the whole way.
Right. I want to know more about Rob's thought process. So, Rob, are you willing to play our little game called Plead the Fifth?
Sure.
I'll give you 4 or 5 questions. You can only decline to answer one of them. Okay. Now, I know Andy Cohen does this all the time on his show. This is something that we've done on the radio for a long. It's been around. Radio shows have done it for a long, long time. But anyway, okay, Teddy Robb, have you ever secretly wished failure on a friend?
Not on a friend, no.
Not on a friend. Okay. Good answer. If you had to choose between your partner Meredith and your best friend, who would it be?
Oh, no. I'm going to have to plead the fifth on that one. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Too late.
Well, if it hurts both of their feelings, it's fine. I just don't want to hurt one or the other.
Okay. What do we make of that?
Well, I've known my best friend for 30 years, so.
Right.
I've known Meredith only for 10.
Somehow pleading the fifth was even worse an answer than picking one.
That's the worst answer I've ever seen in my life.
Plead the fifth is supposed to get you out of answering something tough, and you just did like the opposite.
We're going to come back to that one in a minute, Rob. Hang on. Because you've already played the fifth now. Have you ever let someone take the blame for something you did?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had a crush on someone inappropriate, like a teacher or a boss?
Yeah, for sure. Like a teacher.
No, who?
Well, I know when I was in kindergarten and first grade, I had the same teacher, and I was in love with her.
Well, kindergarten, first grade.
I'm just saying, like,
when you were old enough to really know what was going on, do you ever had a crush on anybody inappropriate?
Maybe a boss when I worked at Best Buy.
Really?
Yeah. Ooh. Lots of pretty ladies at the Best Buy in Gastonia.
Somebody in the Geek Squad get you hot and bothered.
Giving you a little work on your hard drive.
I don't like that.
Was that too far? Or was that too much? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm just trying to cover up for that what he decided to plead the fifth on.
That's a crazy one.
If you had to choose between your partner or your best friend, who would it be? And Rob chose to plead the fifth.
I guess there's a right answer to that one then, is what you're getting at?
I would think so.
Well, I know there's a wrong answer because you gave it.
Yeah.
All right.
We came here to have a good time. This is Ace and Friends.
It's been a debate here for years.
Does great furniture look good?
Or does it feel good? Does it fit the style of the room good?
Or does it sit good?
Well, after years of debate
and years of research,
we've decided great furniture
is good fitting
and good sitting.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and get an Adirondack chair for just $279. In stock and ready to rock only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
This is Ace and Friends.
There are things in life that always look like they're fun that we'll never get the chance to do. Like going down the slide on an airplane looks like it's a lot of fun.
It does.
It has to be a blast.
Yeah.
But it's only used in emergency situations, so it's probably such a stressful time that you don't even get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But there is a kid who was talking to his dad, got caught on a plane, wanted to know why they couldn't use the slide. Here we go.
No slide. No slide. No slide. No slide. Sorry. For emergencies. So if everybody's about to die, that's when the
slide. Having had to explain those types of things to kids, he could have stopped at emergencies.
Yeah.
He could have just said, hey, if you didn't catch all of it, because it was kind of hard to hear, the kid asked her, well, why are we going down the slide? And he said, because that's for emergencies. And she said, when do they use the slide? And he was just in an emergency. Like, if everybody's going to die, we use the slide. Well, you could have just stopped. It's not an emergency right now. We're just going to walk off the plane.
Yeah. Jeez, a whiz.
Or said something like, only if there's danger, and we're not in any kind of danger right now. So the slide is only in case there's danger, and we're fine. We have no danger. So everybody's standing around.
If everyone's going to die, everyone.
Only if everyone's going to die do we use the slide.
Actually, that's not even true, though. Like, you use that when you get on the ground and you're safe.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to stress this little kid
unnecessarily scaring the kid.
Yeah, he sounds like he's kind of like, I guess we got to get these bags. I just want to get off this plane. Quit asking me a bunch of questions.
But look, we're going to use a slide if we're about to die, okay?
Yeah. What I wonder is, it's a woman who filmed this. They were just in front of her as everybody was standing up in the aisle getting off of the plane. Why was she filming? I mean, she was filming herself, but probably just to get the audio.
Yeah.
I wonder if she just overheard another interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And just happened to catch that part of the conversation.
Based on the camera angle, it looked like she really just went, let me get this real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cute kid asking why they can't ride down the slide, maybe.
Or he probably asked a whole bunch of other questions before that, too.
Mm-hmm.
He's very inquisitive.
Also, I noticed, based on the camera angle, she's very attractive.
She's cute.
Yes.
Not that matters to the story, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Yeah.
This is Ace and Friends.
Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
Meet up with your friends.
Love it!
Ace and Friends.
How much is okay to ask for when you're going on a date with someone? Let me explain. I saw this TikTok the other day, and it hit me. I'm curious now. Riggins, you're the only one who's single because you're the only one who can really answer this. There is this very famous TikTok. We played it on the show of a woman telling the guy, "I need money for a babysitter before I can go on this date with you."
Okay.
Expecting him to pay for the babysitter also, and he was like, "Well, I'm paying for the date." She said, well, you asked me out, so I agreed to go. Would you ever, if the woman said, hey, could you, and I know you don't want to date single moms, but somehow if this were a scenario, would you ever say, I can give you like $20 or $40 or $50 for the babysitter?
Maybe. I guess it depends on how she asked. I wouldn't like it if she's like, well, you're taking me out, but I'm going to have to find a bit, I think there's a way to ask. If she was like, hey, by the way, do you think you could help me out with that? I think I could be convinced to pay for it.
Like, hey, we're going to dinner, and so I'm already going to be out, $100, $150.
I'm not crazy about that.
I've got to pay for the babysitter also?
Yeah.
That was brought up. I saw it on Reddit as a thread, and people were talking about it. And it was just, some of the women on there were saying, it makes sense, because now I've incurred an additional expense because you asked me to go somewhere. So the gentlemanly thing to do would be for you to pay for the babysitter.
Okay.
But until you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I think.
kind of like I'm paying. If he's paying for the date, he asked you to go on a date. It's not his responsibility to handle whatever personal business for you goes along with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, when does it start? I mean, should you pay for the pet sitter because she's going to be away for
if he invites you on a week, if he invites you on a weekend trip, and you've got to board your dog, say for the weekend, and it costs you $200, should he have to pay for that $200 as well? Because you wouldn't have to board your dog had he not invited you on the trip.
Is that the gentlemanly thing? I mean, maybe it is, but that seems wild to me.
Should he have to pay for the makeup so she can get dressed up for him?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a feeling if we give Rob just a little bit of rope on this, he's going to say something that's going to come off as incredibly sexist.
Yeah. What about your makeup, your blush?
I got to pay for your makeup?
Your eyeshadows.
What about when you take all that damn time getting ready?
Just let him talk. Eventually, he'll get us somewhere.
Rob's on fire today. I love it.
Yeah. Is something going on at home, Rob?
No, I slept well, and I almost gave up energy drinks.
What does that mean? You almost gave them up?
Well, I had one today.
Yeah, so you didn't give them up today.
This is Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
This is Ace and Friends.
There are things in life that you hear or read, and sometimes they just stick with you for whatever the reason. Something happens, and you just never forget a fact or a word. You're about to hear one of the most odd examples of this as we go back to something this guy has lived with and has thought of regularly since the year 2012.
Do you remember when Mark Wahlberg said that he could have stopped 9/11? In 2012, he gave an interview to Men's Journal, and he said, and this is an exact quote, "If I was on that plane with my kids, it wouldn't have went down like it did. There would have been a lot of blood in that first class cabin, and then me saying, okay, we're going to land this somewhere safely. Don't worry." And if you're wondering why I have that entire quote memorized, it's because I've not stopped thinking about it for a single day in the past decade plus since he said it. Apparently, there were no follow-up questions on this from the interviewer, like, why did you feel the need to specify that you were in the first class cabin?
He's thought about that every day now for 12 years.
You know, it doesn't surprise me one bit that Mark Wahlberg would say this.
Yeah, but it seems on brand for him, doesn't it?
But wait, the hijackers first tried to access the cabin, the cabin where the pilots are, which means they would be in first class. So if you confronted them and fought them, you would confront and fight them in first class where they were.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't necessarily even saying, I'm in first class. He's just saying that's where the battle would take place.
Yeah.
Because that's where they were. They were in the first class cabin trying to access the cockpit.
I mean, the level of ego that takes, and just sort of, I mean, what is that?
To say it's not going down that way. We're just not doing it.
We're going to land the plane safely because Marky Mark is on it. Yeah. I mean.
Hey, look at me right now. Come on.
Hey.
I'm Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, guy.
It's not a very good one.
That's crazy.
But I mean, think about it. There were people that fought the attackers.
Yeah.
And that plane went down in a field in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Mark Wahlberg saying that I'm going to go next level with that. I'm going to fight them, take them down, and then the pilot's going to put the plane down safely.
He's crazy. You're only half that crazy. Because you said you could just land the plane safely. You wouldn't fight the terrorists.
He was saying he could fight the terrorists and then land the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went up to you on level of...
Yeah. I want you to know, my friend, Delta pilot, I won't say his name, but he said, got to get me down to the simulator. He said, first pass, no chance. He said, he thinks by the third time you can do it. I said, I got to do it the first time. He goes, well, that's not going to happen. That's impossible.
Yeah. You don't need to be a pilot to know that, Ace. We've been telling you that for years.
I still think I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it.
You and Marky Mark.
If he can talk to me, I can get it on the ground.
Who would have thought Marky Mark and Ace are the guys that are going to save everyone?
This is Ace and Friends.
If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to Bradham Brothers.
Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
Okay, well, this has turned to ugly now. Everybody's being very mean on this show today. Because, so here's what, if you don't know, just I'll fill you in case you've missed this in years past. I have long maintained that if I were to be on an airplane, a commercial 757, whatever, and something happened to the crew, that I'm good under pressure. I could, in the moment, get into the cockpit, get in the seat, and if somebody can talk me through it, I can get the plane on the ground. It'll be ugly. It'll probably be some kind of crash landing, but we'll live. And everybody thinks I'm an idiot for believing that. I just believe in myself enough to know that in a pressure situation, you walk me through what's happening, step by step with a pilot in my head, I can get this thing on the ground. If I got a few minutes to kind of get acclimated. It might be foolish. So then that came up a moment ago talking about this Mark Wahlberg 9/11 TikTok that I just saw the other day. And Reagan said, you can't even print anything.
You can't. I mean, what are you talking about? You're good under pressure. Every time you're under pressure, you flip out and do something destructive.
I think that is grossly not accurate.
When was the time you were under immense pressure and you came out the other side like much better?
I'm very good under pressure. If we do, when we're doing something like, hey, we got to do this right today, right now. Okay, we'll get it done right, and then we get it done right. Hey, today you got to figure this out and handle the situation.
You're speaking very generically. I need a specific example.
I don't have a good example. Well, I just go back. You know, when my ex-wife almost died.
Okay,
I was in a coma and everything.
Right.
To this day, people say, like, I don't, this is going to sound like I'm bragging. I'm not. I'm just saying, people are like, I do not know how you handled that situation and covered all those bases all at one time. Took care of it. When my daughter died, people are like, I don't know how you handled all that stuff as skillfully and gracefully as you did. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Sure. Of a mechanic nature, let's.
Well, I don't have.
If the iPhone, I mean, if you can't open your email on your iPhone, it's going through a wall.
I don't have of a mechanic nature. I cannot give you one of those.
You are no doubt. Personality wise,
what I'm saying is, if in that moment, it's more of a matter of let's just lock in and get focused. I can do this.
Ace. Half the battle is
believing, like, okay, you're gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna drop it right there, and it's gonna probably hurt a little bit, but we're gonna get it on the ground, and people are gonna go home safely and live, and I'm gonna be the hero.
Okay,
I'm virtually positive I can do it.
Okay,
I will give him this. When the radios are going live, 9 times out of 10, he's locked in. Like
Thank you, Rob. It's pretty much the same thing as landing a plane.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up.
So not only is our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Company an expert when it comes to mortgage things, he's also an expert when it comes to buying, selling, and doing all things real estate, right?
Absolutely. We had one of your listeners call in. We got her pre-approved for a mortgage. We listed the house she was in. She was ecstatic, and she got into another house. Whether you need to buy, sell, or refinance your house, I'm your guy.
You simply can't beat that. It's like one-stop shopping. It makes life easy. Call them, 704-800-4719 or online at homewithrichard.com.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Ace and Friends.
I'm ready for the term Karen to go away. People being Karens, but it's still a good word to sum up someone hassling someone else over what they're doing. But I'm a little torn on this one. This video has gone viral. Guy's at the top of a mountain. He rode up on his e-bike, and he's being confronted by a guy who hiked up. Literally had little hiking poles and everything. And the guy's very upset with him over his e-bike.
And you're going to get busted, dude. I'm calling the cops. I'll call them now. They'll meet you down at the parking lot. That's pretty lame.
What's lame about it, brother?
It's against the law. This is totally against the law.
But what does it bother you? What are you pulling a Karen for, brother?
A Karen? What the hell are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about? It's not that big of a deal.
It is a big deal.
It's an e-bike.
It's not an e-bike. It's an e-motorcycle. Where's your goddamn pedals?
E-motorcycle? It's an e-bike, brother.
Dude, you're out of line here. Oh, are you filming this because it's cool?
Because it doesn't matter to you. What harm does it do to you? You just
it does everything.
Butthurt because you just hiked 4 hours to get up here and I just did it in like 30 minutes?
It's great.
But here's the thing. I kind of think I don't agree with his approach, but the guy that hiked up there is technically correct.
Yeah.
Because if it's not a bike, if it is a motorized vehicle, it is, and the guy even admits if it's a motorized vehicle, it's not allowed on the trail because his only response was, "What's the matter to you?"
Yeah, and I kind of get that too.
Well, yeah, I get both sides. Like, what do you care?
I do too. What does it matter to you?
What are you worried about? So what?
Yeah, it's one of those. The Karen, so to speak, is technically correct, but the other guy has a point. What does it matter to you?
Yeah, a lot of Karens are correct sometimes, but it's also the whole point of being a Karen is like, okay, can you just mind your business a little bit? Yeah. Like the lady, I mean, there's 1,000 examples, but yeah, he's right. What do you care?
One of my favorite Karen videos is one that went viral a while back of a guy who was just sitting in a parking spot on a street outside of a house. And he was doing some work or whatever, and this woman's like, "I need you to move your car. You're in my parking spot." And he's like, "This is it's a public street. Public street. I don't know what you mean. You're parking." Everybody in the neighborhood knows this is where I park. And he's like, "Well, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I'm just here for a little while, and then I'll be moving along. So I need you to move now. Do you know who my husband is? My husband is the Joe Anderson." And he's like, "I don't know who that is." She goes, "Oh, you'll find out if you don't move out of this parking spot." And then the guy's like, "Well, now I'm not moving."
Yeah, I mean, come on.
And the guy comes out and they cuss him out and tell him he's being a terrible neighbor and he's a horrible person and all this stuff. He's like, he goes, "Now I'm going to stay even longer. I'm just not moving."
Yeah.
And he goes on and on and on. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, 90% of those things are about approach. How do you approach the problem, And then you become a Karen when you have a bad approach.
Yeah. And so in that case, the same thing. I think the guy's technically he's probably right.
Yeah, he probably is right. But also, what do you care?
Yeah,
Shut up.
You look like a weenie running up on this guy yelling at him.
With your hiking poles. I mean, you can't look cool.
You can't look cool with hiking poles like that. No.
This is Ace and Friends.
Hey, radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.